Alright lads, so with the year 2023 officially wrapped up, I wanted to make a top 10 list highlighting my 10 favorite characters released in the year 2023, and I gotta say right from the get-go, the year 2023 was definitely a fun year. Not only did we get a lot of powerful characters that are just super fun to play with, but we also got a lot of fan favorites that I've been waiting almost years for. And that's mainly because we finally started to get 1000 Year Blood War content in Bleach Brave Souls, and boy did it come back with a bang, because I'll be honest, most of this list do include 1000 Year Blood War characters, but at the same time, they are also some of the best in the entire game, so you can't blame me for being biased, but I'm allowed to be biased. It's my list after all. But in the comments below, let me know your top 10. I'm curious to know if we have any overlap. With that said, let's jump straight into it. So in 10th place, and this might come as a surprise, maybe it won't, we have Swim Su Mila Rose. I'll be honest, I don't play with the character that much, mainly because I've already finished up farming all the links of potions I ever need on my account to T20 my entire power box. But whenever I do play with her, I'm having a fun time, especially with how she does work. With the more Mila Rose you have in the lobby, the more powerful she becomes. One of the main reasons why I put her on the list and I made sure to only put her at number 10 is because I just like that this character exists. I've been a big fan of the Tres Bestia, and within this group of 3 Aranka, I've always liked Mila Rose the most. And that's why when I saw that Apache and also Suntan had already received seasonals in the past, I wanted to see what they could do with a seasonal Mila Rose. My hope and dream was that we'd finally get a swimsuit Mila Rose. I didn't think it would happen, but lo and behold it did this year for June's end of month banner. She looks great, she's absolutely stunning, and the fact they made it a plus 10 links or potion character, meaning that I want to use her, makes her my go-to farmer whenever I am wanting to farm power links or potions. This character's in this list strictly because it's Mila Rose in this swimsuit. I've been wanting this, and I never thought we'd actually get it. In 9th place, and this one's kind of cheating, we have 8th anniversary Ichigo. And the reason why I say it's kind of cheating because he is my favorite character and is one of the only characters that I don't actually play with. I mean, I guess I take the character out into Limit Breaker and Guild Quest every now and then, but the reason why I like this character is because once more, it's a character I never thought we'd get. In this case, celebrating the 8th anniversary, we got an Ichigo with his new True Shikai blades, but it's not the traditional True Shikai Ichigo that we thought we would have gotten. In this case, it's Ichigo based on his appearance on the final episode of 1000 Year Blood War Season 1. It's a big moment for Ichigo, him unlocking his new blades, finally accepting and realizing the power that he does have, and I really appreciate that they celebrated this moment with an anniversary. The character itself also looks really cool in combat, Soulbomb is absolutely beautiful, but what I love most about this character is how good he is at altering hard content. Most importantly, inheritance trials. I spoke about this multiple times in the past, and I bring it up any chance I can, but I've literally link-sorted my entire technique attribute thanks to this one character. Sometimes when it comes to farming inheritance trials, it can be quite boring, especially when you're forced to use a character you don't really like playing with. And in Ichigo's case, I like playing with him, but the great thing is that I didn't need to play with him because I could just leave on auto and he would single-handedly auto any quest I put him against. He's the only character that can do this reliably, so it makes him a unique type of character, and that's what I really love about him, is how good he is at autoing content. He's the only character on this list that made the top 10 as a character that I don't actually play with, but that goes to show how strong he actually is, and it's one of the main things that I appreciate about this character. And of course, following that is another True Shikai Ichigo, this time as a character that I like to manually play with. He's coming in at 8th place because I haven't had a good opportunity to fully test out how powerful this character can be. Obviously, we all know this character is a completely different character when he has Killer, and right now, most of the content out, in a way, is going against him. Having said that, he's still proven himself to be one of the best characters in the game, easily able to brute force his way through the quest, but what I like most about him is his visuals look great once more. But that SA3 being the unique Getsuguju Jisho SA3, one of the most powerful and broken attacks I've ever introduced in Bleach Brave Souls. But not only is it super powerful, it's super fun. Charging it down doesn't feel like a hassle, it's almost encouraged. And when you let it fully off and let off the power of a Getsuguju Jisho, it is just super fun, especially when you one-shot any boss you're going against. He's definitely going to be a mainstay, a character I'll constantly use in the year 2024, and I can't wait to try him out when he does Type Killer, and once I do finally taste that, he might even move higher on the list. In number 7, we have a new addition to Bleach Brave Souls, that being Macy in a Parasol outfit. Ultimately, the reason why this character ranked so high is because of how powerful she actually was. She might not seem anything too crazy right now considering how Power Creep has gone, but considering that she came out early 2024 in the month of April, she was absolutely broken on release. Not only did she come with Frenzy Plus 2, a tracking vortex, weakening paralysis on every single attack, she also had the best strong attack 2 in the entire game, a homing vortex. With a high damage output and a great set of strong attacks, it made her one of the best characters in the game. But what I appreciated the most about this character was her visuals and the fact that it was Macy. I never thought we'd actually get Macy in game, so it was a very big surprise to see her get added for April's end of month. It was a surprise to see how broken she was, but I can't stress how visually beautiful this character looks. It's always a blast playing with her, and the fact that she's also equally as powerful makes it all the better. In 6th place, we have Boger Isushi. This character gets bonus points because we're not playing with just Boger, we're playing with Boger and also Isushi. Just like Nini, seeing this character in Bleach Braces was definitely a massive surprise, and I always imagined how Boger would play in game. My idea was that it'd be Boger running around, and the attacks that you do is just him trying to deal with Isushi. And lo and behold, we got exactly that, but in this case, a tad bit better, given that he's rocking a really cool outfit. Same goes for Isushi, they're both equally decked out, with some really cool designs. And maybe this character's visuals and sound effects might be a tad bit annoying for the average player, but for me, it's exactly how I imagined it, and it's just a whole lot of fun playing with him. Especially because he was also a super Link's farmer, fully mined attribute, which was something that I was desperately wanting. Lucky enough, I got him max transcended, and just had a lot of fun farming inheritance shards for the rest of the year. Always a great time when I can take out Boger and Isushi, easily one of the highlights of the year for me. In 5th place, we have one of the coolest Quincies in a 1000-year Blood War, that of course being Kilg OP. And I always like to say, you can't spell Kilg OP without OP in its name, because that perfectly describes this character. Now, Kilg was one of the 2 characters that was actually in Bleach Braces years prior. We were teased, tempted with this character's presence, as we did see him featured in the 1000-year Blood War story modes. With his introduction in the story mode, we thought this character would be released within the next month or 2. Next year at most. Little did we know, we would have to wait over 3 to 4 years. But boy, was the wait worth it, because when this character released, once more, he was absolutely broken. He was one of the characters I was looking forward to, 1, because of his presence in-game as a story boss, but 2, as one of the first Quincies that we do see in the 1000-year Blood War story arc. And I was always curious to see how they would implement this character in-game, and I think they did a great job. Visually, his voice standing in-game looks absolutely beautiful, especially with his unique masking effects. But not only does he double down as a super broken character, he's also super fun to play with, given that he was given the perfect strong attack here. A beam into a homing vortex full screen. It's always a great time when you're playing with this character. And the fact that I can take him out any given month in Limit Breaker to make my other heart characters even better, just make it even better for me personally. He was one of the 2 characters that I was desperately waiting for when it came to the 1000-year Blood War anime banners, and boy did Caleb not disappoint with this. He's absolutely broken, and it finally feels good to have some broken Quincies in game, I must say. In 4th place is a character that I honestly didn't think would ever make my top 10. In this case though, we have the new 1000-year Blood War Senjumaru. Now ultimately the main reason why she is in my top 4 is because how much fun she makes farming inheritance trials. Being a very similar character to Tensor, but even better, given that she's fully immune to stat elements, has an even higher damage output thanks to a Frenzy +2, 100% more damage to enemies not afflicted by an element, and of course also appears Iron Skin. As someone that likes farming inheritance trials, likes link sorting my characters, and as someone that has not yet maxed my entire power box, and also as someone that doesn't like using Tensor that much considering the PTSD it's given me, this Senjumaru is right up my alley. She came out at the perfect time that I needed her, and I was very fortunate enough to actually walk away with her, special move level 4 out of 5. I've always been a Senjumaru fan, more so given the fact that she recently showcased her Bankai in Season 2 of 1000-year Blood War, and while it's unfortunate this Senjumaru isn't using her Bankai, it doesn't really impact my enjoyability with her, because visually this character looks great. I love the visuals of her using and focusing on her weaving abilities, and the fact that she doubles down as the best farming character in the game, that almost has no negatives about her, make it even better. I've easily farmed tens, 50,000 at this point. Links are potion since her introduction, and it might have even been more than that. Whenever it's a speed-only day and I get to farm my IT, I'm always there using this character, and it's just significantly sped up my links or potion grind. And that's what I love about this character. In 3rd place, we have the Pharaoh himself, Asnot. Now, as already mentioned, there was 2 characters that I was definitely looking forward to in Bleach Braces, since they had a brief appearance in the 1000-year Blood War story mode. It was Kilg, and the other character was Asnot. Again, we thought this character would come out sometime soon, but we ended up having to wait multiple years for it. Now, Asnot is one of my favorite stam raters, and considering how broken Kilg was, I was really looking forward to Asnot's release. I think a lot of people were. It then came out everyone surprised that the character was released as a mid-month, and while it is a tad bit unfortunate he was not nearly as good as he should have been, I really feel like he should have been better than Kilg. He ultimately isn't. While I still think he is a great character considering his mid-month status, he is still at the end of the day a mid-month character and does come with a small set of problems. Problems that you notice when actually playing with him. Disregarding his non-OP status, I still think he's an amazing character, and once more I love how they incorporate this character's abilities in-game. I was really wondering how they would translate the fear ability as a status summon, and I think weakening and slow makes perfect sense. Alongside that, he's one of the best visually looking characters in the entire game, using a mixture of his fear abilities, but also Senbon Sakura. I feel like Killer did a great job designing him, and I honestly don't mind the way he turned out. Had he been to the likes of Kilg though, maybe if this character was given Rampage, he probably would have been my #1 character of the year. Unfortunately, he wasn't though, but I still think he's a fun character, and I always like when I can actually use him in content. And of course, I don't need to mention it, but that Sword Bomb is easily one of the best Sword Bombs in the entire game, bar none. And of course, in #2, we have Yachiru Unohana. She's a legacy character. She's had a legacy in this game since her first introduction at the end of the year for 2017. Yachiru has always been a fan favorite. I feel like Caleb knew that, and that's why for the 8th anniversary second part, they knew to release one of the most broken characters we've ever seen in Brave Souls. Having an amazing strong attack kit with an amazing set of visuals, Frenzy +2 SP boost with the built-in Rampage, man, is it just fun when you play with Yachiru Unohana. She made a strong attack free, the trap effect, a strong attack that no one really liked, and made it one of the best attacks in the entire game. She's easily been my most used character of the year, and she only came out at the second half of the year. I use her all the time when I can farm at point events. Sometimes I take it out into inheritance trials when I just want to play around with one of the best characters in the game, and at the same time, I'm very fortunate enough to have her max transcended. That makes an already powerful character even more powerful, and that's why I just love using this character. She's fast, she one-shots everything, and it's also Yachiru Unohana in her anime style. Her Sword Bomb, once more, another amazing Sword Bomb referencing the anime. Anytime I can use her, you know I'm having a good time. And of course, it shouldn't come as a surprise, my #1 favorite character of the year is the character that released on the final day of the year. And that, of course, is Yuha Baha himself. Now, not only does this character once more look absolutely amazing with the new anime style, one of the benefits of these new Thousand Year Blood War anime characters is that their effects reference the anime. And this character's Quincy abilities look so sick compared to his previous version that we had over the last 4 or 5 years. Not only does this character play really well, has an amazing strong attack kit with an amazing set of skills, he also offers some unique gameplay thanks to his unique enemies defeated bonus where he can get an extra Soul Bomb, which makes him even more powerful. He's a serious contender, in my opinion, for the best character in the game, and the fact that he's a main character makes it even better because that is something that we've been desperately needing. But ultimately, what makes this character #1 is that it's finally a playable Yuha. In the case of Asnot and Kilg, they would cease to us in the 1000 Year Blood War story mode, but I never got to actually play with them, only go against them. In Yuha's case, I've had the opportunity to play with him for the last 5 years, since the 3rd anniversary. We had his original copy, and then we had his newest copy for the 7th anniversary. But they were ultimately Brave Battle characters, and his first character was absolutely terrible on release. So unlike Kilg and Asnot characters that I never really had a chance to play with, I didn't know what I was missing. But every time I played with Yuha, I knew what I was missing. A really cool, fun character that the final villain of Bleach deserves. The original Yuha released for the 3rd anniversary was cool, but again was terrible, no frenzy or even flurry. The second Yuha, the Almighty version, while was a good character in Brave Battles and I still like using him in that game mode, he is still after all a Brave Battle character. I have been desperately wanting a playable, broken, best character in the game Yuha for the last 5 years since the 3rd anniversary. And for the end of the year 2023, we finally got that. And boy, again, does this character look amazing. He's such a fun character to play with. And it hurts even more that I only have the character special move level 2 out of 5. But I'm willing to use Rainbow Sources, and I'll be pulling on his individual, which by the time this video comes out, I might have already pulled on. I'm a big Yuha fan, and I've been wanting this character for years, and we finally got it, and that's what makes him #1. He is my go-to main character for the rest of the year in 2024, and I'm so happy to have him. I'm so happy this character exists. But with that said, that was the video for today. Go with my 10 favorite characters released in the year 2023. All 10 of these characters, even the honorable mentions, are a blast to play with. I love all these characters, and they're easily my go-to characters whenever I can actually use them. But that was my list. Let me know yours in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care, and peace.